Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Marley G, back at y'all on an episode of Running With You. And tonight I want to run it with y'all about this video I came across. And this young lady, she's black, and she feels like there's no more positive TV shows that we could watch on TV compared to what we had in years past. And I seen like the first 10 seconds, and I said, I'm going to go ahead on and react to this. So without further ado, let me go ahead on and get to it, man. Get right straight into it.
Why, as a black person, I can't turn on the TV and find not one single show that portrays my community in a positive light? We used to have Martin, we had Living Single, we had Sister Sister, we had all that. We had a different world where black people was at college. We could see that on the Cosby Show, this black man is a doctor, so I can go be a doctor if I want to. Carl Winslow was a police officer. I could go be a police officer if I want to. We don't have not a single show that portrays us in a positive light. The whole Power Book series is so good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a very good series. It's very interesting. The storyline is great. But in all of them, we drug dealers and murderers. It ain't a single show. A little black girl can't turn on the TV and see a mama and a daddy in a household thriving. It's either us doing something that's bad, or it's reality TV, which is just showing black women fight other black women over nothing, like men. We even had cartoons like The Proud Family. We had That's So Raven. We had stuff that portrays the black community.
Man, I 100% agree, man. I say this all the time, bro. Sex sells and drama sells. If it's something positive with all these media blogs, pages, if they post something positive, the views will be very low compared to if they post something negative, drama, fights, mess, pettiness, back and forth. Compared to all that, the views would be very low. But when you post that type of stuff, high traction. You know, um, Zeus, one of the main culprits. Uh, man, look, all these women do is just get drunk and fight. And like I said, man, digital footprint is everything. No man wants to wife up a female that just been getting drunk fighting on reality TV show as her claim to fame, as her only thing to offer to society. Um, Pop the balloon. All the episodes that go viral is when somebody is getting disrespected, is when somebody is, trying to belittle someone, is when there's any type of back and forth between men and women. And that's just another thing, the division between men and women, like, it, it's, we had it so good, coming up watching Martin, going through his ups and downs as a man, dealing with his relationship, dealing with his friends, Will Smith, you know, getting in trouble in his inner city and then moving to the suburbs with his uncle who was well off and, navigating life as a teenager, getting through high school, going to college, working working jobs, just figuring himself out, becoming a man. Cosby Show, like she said, doctor, daddy, lawyer, mother, and it was just a lot of positives, and it brought in real life situations. It had drug dealers on these shows. It had bullying on these shows. It had using on these shows, and it was always a message. It was always, this how you deal with this type of situation if you're confronted with it. Now we don't really have none of that, and if we do have it, it's not easily accessible. Just like female rappers when they say, "Oh, we just got Sexy Red and Glorilla," and people are like, "Oh, now they got Rhapsody, they got this and that," and you just gotta look for it. But we shouldn't have to just look for it. It should already be in our faces compared to how it was back then. Was already in our faces, you know. And all this was in the middle of the crack era. You know, it's just they're not pushing this type of stuff. And we the only community who celebrate the bullshit. We the only community who get riled up for the back and forthness. We the only community that does that, and we the only community that go on podcasts and downplay one another and talk about one another for views. None of these other communities are just talking about one another on their podcasts and in their interviews. And I don't really watch it, so I can't really speak. But I will almost put my head on a chopping block and say that don't happen. Let's continue.
In a positive light. We don't have that anymore. And there's a certain aura that you get when you watch stuff like that. Like, dang, I wish I was around during those times. But now when you turn on the TV, it is not a single show that you can go to that is portraying black people in a positive way. Even Tyler Perry can't get it together. That's crazy. Little black girls is turning on the TV and admiring BBLs and lace fronts fighting over men. And a lot of y'all gonna cancel me because y'all watch that stuff. And no tea, no shade. My little sister watch it. I hate that stuff. My mama watch it. It's the black community. It's nothing else on TV. If you ain't watching sports or you ain't going back and watching 1,000 reruns of Living Single and Martin and stuff like I do, it's really nothing positive feeding the black community on TV anymore. And that is a whole nother agenda. That is crazy. I never thought you used to go turn on the TV and it'd be a bunch of different good black shows. Why is a black...
I wonder how old this woman is, because if she can remember that, she has to be at least in her mid 30s or early 30s, at the very least. Because if you know, it was just that golden era where all the shows was good, all the movies was good. It was just that lightning in a bottle time, bro, where we just had so much talent. We had so many different, ideas, and it was all just magical. But she says Tyler Perry. I think the last show that was kind of positive was maybe House of Pain. The character that they had on there. He was a firefighter. He was a hardworking man. Had a nice house. But they also dealt with a lot of real shit, black problems. And, they navigated through them problems and they got through. But now it's just nothing but pettiness. And like I say, man, sex sells. And I think a lot of those people, they don't want that stuff, Even when Boomerang came out, they was like, oh, this movie ain't good because it's not realistic. They got all these black people in these corporate positions and stuff. That's not real. They don't want to see that. All we got now is Zeus reality, streamers cutting up, doing the most, acting the ass on camera, portraying us in the worst light of our culture. And I don't know, dog. Maybe because I'm just getting older, because I'm 36 now. But I remember when I was 15, I was all about the bullshit. I was the same way. So I think a lot of people just got to learn and grow. Now, I was about the bullshit to a certain extent. Like, I still know how to carry myself in certain, rooms and situations and stuff. But some people just got no turn off. And they wonder why people look at us the way they look at us. It's like, goddamn, man, carry yourself with some more respect for yourself. And it's not everybody, but it is a large enough portion to get represented in a wrong light. And let's be honest, these shows that she talked about, Snowfall, Power, we all watch these shows. We love these shows. It is entertaining. Watching a dude come up from nothing to becoming a kingpin is entertaining. But we glorify, and that's the problem. I think other cultures don't really glorify it, but we do. But Breaking Bad was a huge hit TV show. It was a white character. He did murders, he did crimes, he sold drugs. One of the biggest hit TV shows. But we ain't gonna talk about that though. We're gonna talk about the Power. We're gonna talk about the Snowfall. But they do the same thing, but it's just not on a higher level as us. And they do it in a different way. Just like Ozark. They do it in a different way. We gotta just be a gangster with it and shit. But people want to see the Snowfalls. They want to see the BMFs. Otherwise it's just gonna be boring. I think the last good TV shows we had, as far as sitcoms that was positive, was probably House of Pain, The Bernie Mac Show, My Wife and Kids, Everybody Hates Chris. But all these shows was long ago. All these sitcoms was long ago. Like, when was the last one? Right now, everybody just doing streaming, reality TV, and a lot of ghetto Tubi movies, which all these movies got them the same plot. It's about somebody getting cheated on, they going out for revenge. It turned out the friend was the one messing around with them the whole time. Like, it's the same foolery, you know? But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Is she on to something right here? Do you agree? Do you not agree? Is it us because we the consumers and we the problem for letting the stuff get too popularized, or is it the people who are behind the scenes? Is it the higher ups? Is it all done by design? Should we blame people like Tyler Perry? Should we blame people like Tyler Perry exploiting all black women's traumas? Should we blame people like Natalie Nunn for exploiting black women, having them fight, getting drunk, and acting belligerent on camera? Should we blame all the podcasts separating men and women? Should we blame all the podcasts, bringing rappers on talking about what's snitching, what's not snitching? But like, we just glorifying all the wrong shit in our culture and not doing no uplifting, and we not holding nobody accountable. It's always getting brought back to race when it's certain shit. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below. If you like the video, go ahead on and hit the like button. Go ahead on and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Help out with the algorithm. If you would like for me to react to more things, hit up the comment section. I read all my comments. If you would like for me to speak on other things, hit up the comment section or hit up the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. Until then, I'm out.